Artists, creatives, and designers, welcome to Dream Aloud Art, the podcast where creatives are educated on seeing value in themselves and their creations. Presented to you by RTA, respecttheartist.com. I'm your host, fellow creative and friend, Electra B. Frederick. Let's go. Artists, creatives, and designers, you already know what's good. It's your girl Electra here, and today we're going to talk about how you, as a creative, can level up. But this is not, y'all know I don't play games, right? I don't play games with this because there's no need. There's no need. We get straight to the point. Straight to the point. So I'm going to start off with a very quick story because we want to do what? We want to get straight to the point on how you can level up. And this is not an exaggeration. This is not a pitch, okay? This is real talk. I'm really praying that you absorb that and you absorb it at a soul level. And you're already able to listen to this podcast for free 99, right? So if you in fact believe that some of the greatest gems or wisdom can come for free, now is a good time to actually buy into that. It's a great time for you to actually believe that. I will say there are some that do not, and they have to go through their own path. And especially, I'm going to add, even when it comes to one-on-one consultations, it's generally correct. The information that I'm sharing with you is generally correct, but how it fits into your life, how your path, what your path looks like, all of that is debunked in a consultation, in a one-on-one discussion. All right. Once you listen to this information and you still are not sure how this fits into your life, I want to remind you that you can send me an email, send it to our team email, team@respecttheartist.com. And I will reiterate that towards the end of this podcast. But hear me when I say that this is general, but very true. General information, because you as the listener, I don't know your path. Okay. But I know that this episode has interested you enough to bring you here. So I really am praying that you are able to absorb this, as I said earlier. And absorb it what? At a soul level. Correct. So the short story is that I have a friend. I have a lot of really amazing friends, really great friends, and I'm just extremely blessed to walk this path and experience this life with them in it, right? When the credits of my life are rolling towards the end of this movie, you will see their name in the credits, right? Because they played a major role in this experience of my life. So I'm beyond blessed to have my friends. And so I have a friend who shared with me that she's going through some things, right? Whatever those things look like. But it was challenging to her. It was a trial. And in the midst of her explaining what she's experiencing, I could tell that there was an offloading happening here, okay, where she had been marinating on this situation for more than she needed to for a certain amount of time that it has surpassed, and it's literally rotting at this point, right? Meaning that it has not passed. It's sitting like an apple in the sun, rotting away, and she's still holding this. And I am very mindful of my verbiage, and I give that to you so you can understand that if you do not alleviate certain situations and repeated tapes, repeated CDs, repeated 8 tracks, repeated records in your mind, then it will not serve you. But due to her situation, her life circumstances, her current state of mind, okay? She's still repeating the same situation. She has not addressed why she feels this way about the situation. So I recommended, and my friends know that I'm a consultant, I'm an artist consultant, right? They know that there have been times where that consultant will show up because she needs to. She feels like she needs to. I've learned to pay attention to that. And I've also learned to chill out with that, right? If someone is not requesting my services, you won't get a word from me, right? I encourage you to also consider that. Consider that. If they didn't ask for your feedback, then why just choose to give it to them? You know, that could look, hear me, verbiage, right? I'm paying attention to the verbiage. It could look like you're imposing and you want them to think like you. That's not necessary. Do you want someone else to force you to think like them? Probably not. So I've learned to just pay attention and be a listener, and see what I can learn. And if in fact the friend is inquiring and would like my feedback, then we'll go from there. So anyway, at that time, I suggested that she dig deeper and find out why this situation is bothering her. Now, I followed up with her a few days later and asked her where she's at with it. And she responded, "Oh, I'm good now," right? Everything is fine. And she gave further explanation. And this is where the illusion comes into play. And we're warming up here, okay? Because we're going to get straight to the point. But this story is critical so you understand before I hit you with the points on how you can level up as a creative. So, anyway, here's the illusion. The illusion, sorry about that, y'all, with the little ding in the background. Let me y'all know I don't do edits on this podcast. Like I just don't. I just don't because I don't feel like it, right? So anyway, so the illusion is that if things look better externally, then I will externally meaning externally from your body, okay? From your physical form, your body. If things look a certain way on the outside of your body, you trick yourself into believing that everything is fine. I'm going to say that again. If everything externally looks better, then you allow the illusion of the external world, you allow the external world to dictate to you how you should feel. Some of y'all understand that information, and I am not about to, I want to say more about the information, quote unquote, but I'm going to leave that alone. Some of you are perplexed and you really don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to say it in a nutshell. What did I say at the beginning of the podcast, right? What did I say at the beginning? What I had shared with you is that this information is free 99. It's general because I don't know your specific situation, but it's still true. You cannot allow what you see with your eyes to dictate toward you happiness. You cannot, one more time, rewind, remix, right? You cannot allow the external world that you're experiencing with your five senses to dictate your place of peace and your happiness. So, in this situation with the friend, this is why she will constantly go on an internal roller coaster because she has yet to grasp the truth that how you feel deeply in your spirit is what will lead your experience of your life. Do you hear me? Y'all, some of y'all don't, I don't think you hear me. From a soul level, how you feel as a creative, how you experienced your life comes from within you. This is not a game. This is not a joke. This is not a hoax. This is not a prank. This is fact. Now, I'm getting straight to the point. This is not going to be my personal life story, but what I will share with you is that I know this from experience. And you can probably hear it in my voice. So let's get, now that you've got the buffer of the story, I'm going to hit you quickly with the points, okay, on how exactly you can level up your creativity when you understand this concept. This is teaching. I want to remind y'all about that. As a certified instructor, as someone who's gotten on stages, someone who's countless stages, we ain't going, I'm not, I just had a moment. I'm like, yeah, a lot. Okay. And I personally do not feel it's necessary to always say that, but okay, that's very loud. And I don't know if you can hear that, but that was my neighbor with the really loud music. Actually, I hope that you could hear that because that was so loud. Anyway, I personally don't like to say, hey, here's my accomplishments. This is what I've achieved. You should listen to me. But for my new listeners who really have no idea what I've ever done, or certain things that can back or allow me to be credible through some people's eyes, that's just the way it is. People like to see that you got a long laundry list of credibility and accolades. So I'm just bringing it home to you that I have a lot of experience. Okay. We can give all the backgrounds, education, bachelor's, master's, all of this, certifications, whatever. Bottom line is, if you actually believe me, you will, right? It won't even matter. Like all the accolades and all that stuff, wonderful. But if you believe me, you will. If you do not, then you won't. That's just how it works. But I'm going to let you know that from my own experience, listen, when I am really plugged in and tuned into this, understanding that you have to come from, you're at a soul, at a spiritual level, your whole life will hit different when you understand that you are the one who holds the key. But if you don't believe that, you will go on a roller coaster ride of feelings and emotions, and you allow your physical world to dictate to you whether or not you should be happy, complain even after getting the blessings, and then realize you're complaining and then still complain. And it's wild. And I've been on that roller coaster ride, and I finally said, get me off of this thing, right? Get me off of this. This cannot possibly be why I'm here on this earth. And the same goes for you. So, the answer, did you get it? Did you hear the answer on how you can level up? You have to come at peace within yourself. This is not throwing up the deuces kind of peace, or something trendy, or good vibes tribe. This is not a shallow discussion. This is real. How many artists have I met that are not at peace with themselves? I've been there. Why do you think I could know that? Why would I know that? Why would I tell me? Why in the world would I understand and sense when someone is not at peace? So how exactly can you come to peace with yourself? And again, I'm going to give you the points. General information, still very true. And my email is in the description, or our team email rather, is in the description of this episode, team@respecttheartist.com. Send me an email, send it to the team email. I will get it. I will get your message if you want a consultation. And, this is not a slide in the DMs. This is not because me personally, I have to connect with people who I really connect with here. And no teacher desires to have a student who doesn't actually want to learn, like who's on some shallow stuff. So that's why you put an email together, because you are actually focused in that moment and you are going to just open up and say what you need to say. All right. So, how do you come to a place of peace? How exactly does a creative find peace? Okay. The first one has to do with some of the more practical things that you may be aware of, and some of you may not be aware of. That could be prayer, that could be meditation, the physical ways of finding peace, right? So that means turn whatever is playing off, dedicate time to sit and be still and listen to the record, the 8-track, the song, the listen to what exactly is repeatedly playing in your mind, and observe. Hear me when I say this. Observe your thoughts. Listen and pay attention to what you are thinking. And if the dominant thoughts are running wild and rampant, do not get caught in your thoughts. All right? Do not get caught entangled in all of the verbiage. I need for you to look at the verbiage as though it was being projected on a screen. You're simply looking. Do not judge it. Do not decode it. Do not debunk it. Just sit and look and pay attention and listen. That's all you're doing. You're just observing your thoughts. And this is necessary, but I cannot put into verbiage and words to you why it's necessary, because you are the only one who can find out why it's necessary to pay attention to your thoughts. Now, that's some deep stuff. You may need to rewind a good 60 seconds. But like I said, general, still true. How does this apply to you? Send an email to the team email, because that would be a one-on-one. The next way that you can actually find peace in order to level up as a creative is to examine your circle. What? Examine your circle of friends. Examine them. Sit back and examine them. I would even recommend writing down 5 friends that immediately come to mind, 5 of them, and then ask yourself, when you look at that list of names, ask yourself, do you complain about that friend? If you complain about 3 out of 5 of those friends, you got work to do. You have work to do. And what I mean, again, general information, but still true. What I mean is that you need to ask yourself why you are still friends with someone that you complain about. That's one question you can ask. Why you are still friends with them. And let me tell you, if they're an artist, a creative just like you, woo, hold on. You need to ask yourself, why am I still friends with them? And then why am I still complaining about that friend? Within that list of friends, I also need you to look at yourself and ask yourself how you treat them. How do you treat this friend, this so-called friend of yours? Because I say so-called because you complain about them, right? Why are you complaining about the blessing you just got? Like, can you help me understand that? I don't understand that. I don't, that doesn't compute. It doesn't compute. Why are you still friends with people that you are acting like you don't actually like? What? So the second one, examine your circle. The third way that you can actually find peace in order to level up as a creative is to eliminate the distractions. Now, what kind of distractions? What does that look like? What did I say? Hey, send me an email, send it to the team email. I will get the email, and we can actually figure out how to personalize uh, this finding peace, being still, calming yourself, calming your overactive mind. So only you and I can dig deeper and find out what these distractions are. Distractions can come in many forms of and fashion, right? So it could be, as I mentioned earlier, your circle of friends, but let's look at some of the other things here. Social media, that's a big one. That's a very, very, very common thing, is allowing social media to put you into the mind, right? Into the mind. Now, your mind is powerful, no doubt. No doubt. You've heard me say this on previous episodes. You've heard me say this on my own social media page. But just because I or you or anyone has a social media page or profile, that does not mean that they are on there from sun up to sundown. Please understand that. Let me just say that right now, okay? So you have some people who have a page with no posts, no followers, no subscribers, whatever. But let me tell you how often they are up on that page. They are on, or not that page, but on that app all day, every day. Okay. So chill out with the social media. What are you watching? What are you entertaining? What entertains you? These things are and can be distractions, but also getting yourself involved in activities that are not beneficial. They're just past time maybe, but it's not actually adding to you amplifying your experience as a creative, as an artist. It's not adding any kind of value, but you're constantly going through the motions and it's taking you off of path. These are things you have to examine closely. Again, if you want that one-on-one discussion, and y'all know I only do this once or twice, like with one or two people, because I have to. I have to. I being real with myself, I know that I can dedicate a certain amount of focused energy, and it is amplified when I'm working with less people one on one. Like, let's just keep it real here. So let's go over those elements again. The ways that you can actually find peace within yourself, calm your mind, relax your physical, not only your physical body, but relax your spirit, relax your energy, relax all of that. And this is how artists get the block, the popular, famous artist block, creative block, all of this is because your mind is overactive, which is leading to stress, and you cannot flourish as well as you'd like to in that moment. You cannot, like, you just don't know how to get, because you are stressed. I'm just going to keep it real with you. You're stressed out. And then you'll go on the completely other side of the spectrum. You'll be stressed in the negative way, and you believe to alleviate the negative stress. Now you have to tip all the way to the other end of the spectrum and then stress yourself out with fun activities, like constantly on 100, constantly on 1,000. That is not getting you resolution, because what will happen is that after the fun time, quote unquote, fun time is over, then you go all the way back to the other end of the spectrum and you're miserable again. You're miserable. Tell me how an artist can flourish when at a deep emotional state, physical state, on a spiritual state, they're feeling miserable. How can you thrive? You're a flower trying to grow with no sunshine. The sunshine is from within. I told y'all, look, I hope somebody's taking some notes on this, because this information is free 99, and you have to choose whether or not you believe that. It's whether or not you believe it. It's up to you. It's up to you to believe it. So I love y'all. Clearly, the entire Respect the Artists RTA community has been built off of the love and respect that I have for you. And I know that this may have touched a few little nerves for some artists out there, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And I encourage you to be okay with that, because that would be coming at a place of peace within yourself to understand, you know what? She was just simply sharing her views, her thoughts. I personally can agree with it, or I personally do not have to agree with it, and move on with your day. But I hope and I certainly pray that somebody got something out of this. I don't speak on things that I have no clue about. I speak on things that I have experienced. And until you get that at a soul level, that your whole life, how you see it, how you live it, how you walk it, how you experience it, depends on the source that is within you. Your perspective has to shift. Your perspective of life, your five senses of how you experience this world, has to evolve. It has to grow. It has to mature. Y'all know what I'm talking about, because you've had some moments just like me. You've had some moments in your adult life where you react in a childish way. You react the same way you reacted when you were 9 years old. Tell me, come on, artists. How is this helping you now? How is this helping you be a creative in your specific way? It's crucial, it's critical for you to understand it starts from within. How you receive the world in front of you outside of your body will change when you understand this is a law, baby. This is not a guess. Some people have called it the law of attraction. They call it all kinds of different things. I'm sharing this with you because this is real, baby. This is so real. You could have your external circumstances can look the same way to the physical eye, but as you as you tap into what I have called, or not called, but what I have referenced as the confidence with faith, when you tap in and understand that that source is within you, when you get that, like you can't unget it, when you get it, your external world could look the same, but you are not the same. Therefore, you experience the same physical world at an amplified level because you've leveled up inside. And as you've leveled up inside, your external circumstances may appear the same way, but watch how these new things unfold, 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 unfold. And then the blessings just keep unfolding. Things you didn't even actually categorize as a blessing becomes a blessing. You're like, what? Like this, like, I'll share an example. So this little girl, I was in a class and I was stopping by a classroom. I was at an elementary school. I was stopping by. And while I was there, the kids, again, well, they were kindergarten. The kids were doing things for me. And I was like, what? Like everything they did felt like a true, deep spiritual blessing. Listen, y'all, some of y'all wouldn't even faze you. But as these children were pulling up a chair for me, asking me what I needed, opening a door for me, they were just doing so many things for me. And I was like, I'm a visitor, right? But how you receive the blessings hits at a spiritual level, at a soul level. So understand that. We learned what? Three things. How to find that, first of all, how to find that peace. That's how you level up. That's how you alleviate the creative block. So you do that by meditating, praying, sitting in stillness. You do that by examining your circle. Who are you hanging around and why? If you're complaining about them, why are you still with them? And the third thing is eliminating distractions. So once again, y'all, this has been a lesson. You just sat in a classroom. You didn't even realize it. I love y'all. Stay on that creative path. Do what you have to do. Peace, peace from here to the far east. Love y'all. Artists, creatives, and designers, it has been an honor and a pleasure to spend this time with you. I'm grateful for your encouragement, love, respect, and support. Follow this podcast and share this episode with another creative who needs to hear it. Your positive ratings and reviews are highly appreciated. Screen capture this episode, post it and tag me on Instagram at Dream Aloud Art so I can show the love in return. For more information on having an artist consultation with me or for being on the YouTube show for artist interviews, check the description on this episode or go to respecttheartist.com. That's RESPECTHEARTISTS.com. Much love to y'all. And remember, RTA stands for Respect the Artists. I'll catch y'all on the next episode. Peace, peace from here to the Far East.